Hello and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. I have several things I want to talk about today, so grab your crochet project and sit back and just let me chit chat with you for a minute. I do this on Mondays sometimes because the weekends are kind of full. I do a lot of crocheting and a little bit of planning, some other things that I do, and I just wanted to talk about a couple things I have in the works. And also about a Christmas present from my husband, which is not jewelry or anything. It's something I needed for my YouTube channel. So he said, let's just go ahead and take care of it today. So we did. And I'm going to show you some pictures of that. And it's probably in the thumbnail here. You'll see that the wall of shame has finally been organized. So since I'm not in my craft room and I have no plans to video from my craft room, I want to be up here in my office. So I've created a little corner that is my YouTube corner, and my crochet projects and everything are there. So I'm going to show you some photographs of before and after when I get to that in just a minute. First of all, thank you for your kind comments about my Cobblestone sweater. I released it on Saturday, and I got a wonderful, wonderful group of people who said they thought it was my best pattern yet. I hope it is. It's one of my favorites, I can say that much. But I did. A lot of y'all went out and looked at it. A lot of you bought it, and that's awesome. That helps me fund my YouTube channel, and also to give y'all something that you can actually make and wear and be proud of, and that should fit you the way I design it. So I wanted to thank y'all for all the wonderful comments. I did get all nice comments this time. I didn't get anybody saying they hated me. They hated the sweater. I did have someone point out though, and I will tell you this, out on my Etsy shop, you can go out there and look, but I'm looking at it now. I had started the sweater with the meshes, the openings in the mesh offset. All right, so there was one here and then one up here and one down here. And I liked that look, but I later in the sweater switched over to mesh squares that were on top of each other. They were lined up like that. And someone saw that and pointed it out. I looked at the photos and I didn't think you could see it all that well, but I guess if you were really studying it, which I know some of you do, you will see that the top two sets of mesh on the front of the sweater are lined up. And then the rest of the sweater and on the back are all offset. Now, that was right at the end of the sweater. I already made the back. I was making the front and the last two sets of mesh. I changed over to mesh on top of each other, and honestly you can't really tell that much difference, but you can obviously do it either way. Either way looks just fine. And so in the pattern I think I only addressed the offset mesh, but I think you could certainly line those up. It wouldn't be any problem at all. If you like that look better, you could certainly do it that way. But the pattern is explained with offset mesh, so just so you'll know that. The only difference is you just put double crochets into the chain 2 space from the row below, and that will line up, that will offset your mesh. And then if you put double crochets into the double crochets, then you will line up the mesh. And so you can just kind of experiment with it if you want. You might like one look over the other, or you can just do it the way that I describe it in the pattern. But I went back and I found the inspiration for that pattern, and I want to show it to you because I showed it to you on a video at one point, and this picture had just inspired me so much. I wanted to show that to you again. This is a picture from a catalog. It wasn't, really anything fashion forward, but it is a recent catalog, and I don't even know what company it was. But on here you'll see that I had made some notes, things that I wanted to do that I didn't do at all with this sweater. I did use the color, and I think it was the color that had inspired me. I love that color, and I just came up with a pattern. It really wasn't anything like this, but the sleeves were fitted. I did say I was going to do that, and it was a little bit boxy, and I did do that actually. I did not put ribs at the bottom. there were several things that I changed on that, but I wanted to show you that inspiration because sometimes you can get inspired by a picture in a magazine and you can just make a sweater that looks similar to it. And in this case, it was just the color that I had really honed in on, and I saw that yellow curd on the Knit Picks site, and I decided that's the closest I could find to it. And it turned out really nice. I really liked the color of that Knit Picks city tweed, and I ordered some more, and probably Wednesday when I do my next video, I have several things planned that I want to show y'all in that video, and one of them will be the Knit Picks sweater quantity of city tweed again. I used about 1,000 yards of that. It's heavy worsted, and so I ordered, I think, 1,200 yards of it in another color, just in case I wanted to fill in the mesh that I didn't want to make the sweater with the holes in it. I may make one just like it. I don't know. I haven't really decided, but it is in my organized yarn now, and you might see it in the photos. So I wanted to show you that my husband had offered to help me organize my office, and it was really a wreck, and I had just gone from one project to the next. I hadn't really organized very much. I did buy some clear plastic shoe boxes from Amazon, and I think I had 11 or 12 of those, and they're now lined up and I can see what's in those boxes, and I have all of my yarn that are recent purchases in this particular organized wall, and I want to show you that in just a second. Now I'm going to put some pictures in here, and I'll just tell you before I put the picture in what it is. And I have two pictures of my office craft room area that are before I organized it, and they're just things on the floor, and it's embarrassing to show, but I'm going to show you those pictures because the difference is like night and day. So here are the pictures of my office wall before I did anything with it. So here they are. Now I want to show you what my husband bought me for Christmas. It is a set of organized cubes that are very, very light. You can take them apart. Actually, we put them together. They're not hard to put together, and you can hook them to each other. And this way, when I move my room or I move out of the house or anytime I move, they'll be easy to take apart, and I can just put them back together in any arrangement that I'd like to in any new spot that I might pick. So either whether it's in this house or another house, I will be able to move them and they won't be heavy. That's what I was hoping for, something very, very light. So we searched and he searched and he came up with this great idea. So I'm going to show you now the picture of the cubes put together without anything on them and just installed on my office wall. And here it is. Now I want to show you what the wall looks like since I organized it. And I put everything from the floor, went onto the wall, and in 3 square feet, honestly, maybe 3 or 4 square feet on the wall, I put all that yarn and my projects, everything is over there on that wall. And I've moved a little bit over here, and then Crystal is in the other side of my office, and I have some now hung on her scarves that I didn't really have room for in my closet. I had so many scarves, and I just hung them all on Crystal and kind of covered her up, but I don't think that's in the picture. I want to show you how the office looks now. So as you can see, that is an awesome, awesome change. And I feel so much better now that my yarn is up where I can see it. I can see every ball of yarn that I've bought in the last 6 months that I haven't made into a project. All of my current projects are organized in project bags, And I even had room on the cubes to put some of my current projects that are in Ziplocs, and I just kind of put them in a cube, each one, and that way then I can see them and they will be apparent to me so I can work on them when I have time. And so I've done that, and I'm just really excited about it. I walk in here and I'm just thrilled. And I know y'all feel the same way when you organize your yarn, because some people have it behind them and it's so beautiful. It's all organized like Creative Grandma and Summer Tips and Stitches and Crystal at Bag o' Day. All of y'all have your yarn behind you, and that's not really how I could organize my office. So I wanted to show you a picture of that. And also it's in the thumbnail. You can see a little bit of it, but this is a better picture of it. So I'm glad I could show what my husband gave me for Christmas, and it's already installed and I'm using it. It's very wonderful. Now, I want to tell you one thing I was doing earlier I guess it was late last week. I had mentioned that I was going to make my little grandson a sweater. And I had the pattern out, and I'll show it to you just real quick. This is Yarnspirations Baby Bear Crochet Hoodie, and this is in pink. But what I did was I ordered the yarn in blue, and because obviously I wanted it in blue, it's just got the little ears on it. I thought that was so cute. And I ordered it in blue, and the same exact yarn that it talks about in here, using Bunches of Hugs prints. And so I ordered the blue Bunches of Hugs prints. I want to show that to you because I've been working on it diligently because I want it to be for Christmas. So this is the yarn ball. It's huge. It's a size 4 yarn, and it is 100% acrylic. I don't know if he's allergic to wool or something, so I didn't make it out of wool. This is 678 yards on the ball, and this is what it looks like. I've used up some of it. As you can see, there's a hole in the middle where I pulled the yarn out to use this to crochet his little sweater. But I'm making him a 12-month size sweater, and in this particular color wood, which is called Prince. That's a cute name for it. And this is what I've done so far. I'm really almost done. I spent the last 2 days working diligently on this, and of course I haven't tied in any ends yet, but this is what it looks like. I've got one sleeve done, and the rest of the sweater is done. I have one more sleeve left to put in this opening, and then I'll just be doing trim work, buttonholes, sewing on the buttons, and I'll be done with it. Oh no, I've got to put the hood on it. I forgot about that. I've got to crochet the hood and sew the ears on it. So I'm going to be working pretty hard on this for the next couple of days. But I thought that turned out really cute. I'm not a stripy gal. I don't like stripy yarn. And obviously this is very, very stripy. And when the colors change, they just change like that. They don't graduate into each other at all. It's just you got blue, then you got white, then you've got green, then you've got navy blue. And you can see if I can find it. Here's one where it just changes from one color to the next, just abruptly. One stitch is blue, one stitch is green. I'm not real wild about that, but for a little boy, I think he'll enjoy looking at the colors, and his mom will love it. She loves it when I make crocheted items for the boys, and I hadn't done anything for this little guy, so I thought I would whip one up. Now, I got a little bit wild, and I remember long ago I was making sweaters for my other little guys, and I had used some patterns from different people. I had used tutorials, and I had bought some patterns for them as well, and made several sweaters, and they were out on Ravelry, but I'm not on Ravelry anymore, and I don't even know where those pictures are. But I have done this particular sweater, and this is a nice little sweater. It's called the Wee Jacket from Lion Brand. It's a free pattern on Lion Brand, and I made this for a little boy. It's unisex, so I made it with the hood, and I put buttons on it. There are no buttons on this little jacket, so I put trim and buttons on that, and I've made that a couple of times. I've also made the Fun Time sweater, Fun Time cardigan, which is a classic as far as I'm concerned. I've made this several times. I made two boys, the two older boys, Christmas sweaters out of red, and I use this pattern, and it fits perfectly. There's plenty of room in it. You can use that pretty trim there. You can do it in any color you want. I think I did red and then white trim on those two. But this is a really good pattern. It turned out great. There are no mistakes in it that I can tell. I could follow the directions very, very easily. And I really, really like that pattern. And I'll put a link to it in the description box if you're interested. I know y'all have probably already done your crochet for Christmas, but I'm getting a little bit of a late start on this particular one. These are the instructions for the fun time, and it's a free pattern. And look at all the marks I made on it. I made this up several times. I know at least twice. And then I also made 2 or 3 of these little slouchy beanies. This is the crochet slouchy baby beanie by Sorella. And this is her little boy right there. He's so cute. And she had made this little slouchy hat. I thought that was so neat. And I made a couple of those as well to go with the red sweaters. It's out on her website, sorella.com. And I'll put a link to that as well. And then, for the last thing I wanted to tell you, I had long ago been out on the web and I found this cute little pattern for a baby sweater on Hooking is a Lifestyle. And that's a picture of her website. And here are all the sweaters that she made. And she made them actually like I'm making some of y'all's sweaters out there on Etsy, where you go up. She makes hers top down. And I might try that at some point. It's a great idea. But I make mine from the bottom up, and then we chain out and make the sleeve. But this is one without any decreasing. Unlike this Yarnspirations pattern that I've showed y'all, this has decreasing. It's made from the top down, from here down. And it is a nice look. It's a raglan sleeve, but it's also much more complicated than this one. And this is a tutorial out on the web. It's by Hooking is a Lifestyle. I don't know her name, but the tutorial is very good. She doesn't go very slowly, and I really like it. I'm probably going to go down to my craft room downstairs and rustle up some yarn to maybe make him another one. I wanted to make a beige or brown one for the little boy. I like the blue, but I don't love it. So. And I forgot to tell you, that is made with an H hook. The Yarnspirations pattern is made with an H hook, and this Hooking as a Lifestyle is made with an I hook in half double crochet. This Yarnspirations is done in double crochet. So they're a little bit different, and I will make the other sweater out of the 3-way baby sweater from Hooking is a Lifestyle. So I might try to whip that up this weekend. I don't know if I'll be able to. I'm actually going to be playing in the symphony this weekend, so I will be out of pocket for the weekend, but I'll take my crochet down there because we do have hours of time where we have to sit in our dressing room and wait till it's time to go and rehearse or play on stage. So I will be taking quite a bit of crochet and probably 2 or 3 different projects and work on them a little at a time. So I'm going to wrap this video up because I'm probably running out of space again. So I want to ask you if you would, this is Happy Monday, and I'm going to give away 3 patterns this week. It's easy for me because I don't have to go to the post office, and there are going to be thousands of people there trying to hurry up and send things to their loved ones. And so I didn't want to get in the way of all that. I'm going to offer you to just go out on the Etsy shop, pick a pattern that you like, and I will send it to you for free. So in the comment section, if you want to be in line to receive one of the patterns on Friday when we select the gift recipients, put a comment down in this video and write the word storage in there, S-T-O-R-A-G-E, which is mainly what this video was about. I'm really excited about my storage, and if you want to leave a comment about it, you certainly can. And I'll put a link down in the description box to all the patterns I talked about, where you can find these cube storage pieces on Amazon, any yarn that I talked about, the baby bear hugs. I'll put all that in the description box. So to get there, you hit the little arrow on the right side of the screen if you're on a phone. If you're on a laptop, you'll hit show more and it opens up. I still have people that don't go to my description box because they don't know how to get there. So that's how you get there on your iPad. I'm not sure, but somewhere on there it'll give you a little arrow and you just click that. It's usually next to the title of the video. So if you'll click that, everything's in the description box, and I try to write lots of things in there for you. There's some things that are in there every single video, and like my email address or some yarns that I really love that I put links to, and the Sashco bracelets that are made out of glass beads. I put those links in there. I put a link in how to get to the community. If you want to join the community, just click that link and it's free, and you'll be getting emails from me once in a while. I don't blow up your inbox or anything, but when I have a new pattern coming out, or if I want to give away a pattern, or I might send you a birthday card. You never know. So that is how you do it. You just go down to the link, and the community link will be down there, and be sure to join up because there are a few little perks that come along with it, and it doesn't cost you anything. So I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. I think I'm going to try to do a video on Wednesday with some progress updates on what I'm working on. So be looking for that, but I will see you then, and then we'll find out what's on the hook.